Warm welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Global TV's news cycle live in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Judith Peters. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the appointment of Zacchaeus Adedeji as the new acting executive chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service. President Tinubu appoints says Honorable Zacchaeus Adedeji is hereby appointed as the acting executive chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service in acting capacity for 90 days before his subsequent confirmation as the substantive executive chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service for a term of 4 years. In the first instance, the statement was read and signed by the President's Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Andrew Ngalale, on Thursday. The President also directed the SWL FIRS chairman, Muhammad Nami, who has served since December 2019, to immediately proceed on 3 months of pre-retirement leave, as provisioned by Public Service Rule PSR 120243, leading to his eventual retirement for service on December 8, 2023. Also, in furtherance of its effort to secure the length and breadth of Nigeria as well as its territorial sovereignty for the nation's economic growth, plans are underway by the Nigerian Army to ready its training and operational activities for effective service delivery. Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Tarid Lagbaja stated this at the closing ceremony of the Chief of Army Staff combined 2nd and 3rd Quarter Conference in Abuja. Kikelomo Okere has details.
The Army boss explained that the conference had afforded the Army the platform to review its training, operational and administrative activities that are directly related to national security in order to actualize desirable outcomes, adding that the briefs and presentation made during the conference has reinforced the task and clearly depicts the challenges ahead of the Nigerian Army.
Chief of Army Staff's quarterly conference participants, I believe this gathering has again awakened us to the reality that we have a job to do. The briefs we listened to and our deliberations on pertinent issues during this conference have reinforced the task ahead of us and clearly depicted that it's not going to be easy.
General Lagbaja also reaffirmed the commitment and capability of the officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army in ensuring safe and secured environment for good governance and socio-economic development in collaboration with sister service and other security agencies. He further charged all formation commanders to calibrate their strengths to deal decisive blow on the nation's adversaries.
However, as I affirmed during the opening ceremony, I do not doubt your competencies and commitment to ensuring we join hands with our sister services and other security agencies to create the enabling environment necessary for good governance by the political leadership and economic prosperity for our people. Let me reiterate that we cannot afford to show a jot of weakness because the adversaries we fight are emboldened by weakness.
The Chief of Army Staff also presented checks to 10 maiden beneficiaries of Nigerian Army Personnel Insurance Scheme in an effort to provide financial security and support families of personnel who died in active service. According to him, the gesture was an expression of Nigerian Army's appreciation of the service and sacrifice of its personnel in defense of the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the nation. The Army Chief expressed appreciation to the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria for his intervention in repositioning the Nigerian Army for optimal operational performance, pledged the unalloyed loyalty of the officers to federal government and Constitution of Nigeria. Kikelomo Okere, Global Television News, Abuja.
Thank you very much, Kikelomo Okere. Still on the news, the Army Forces of Nigeria says Operation Hadankai in the northeast has effectively curtailed Boko Haram and other terrorist activities in the region. Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, made this known while keeping journalists abreast of the operational activities of the military and the theater of operation in the last 1 week. It stated that this is indicative of large-scale surrender of large cache of arms and ammunition to troops. Kikelomo Okere brings us more details.
According to the Director Defense Media Operations, operational activities of troops in Operation Hadarin Daji and Operation Wheel Punch have made significant impact to cocktail banditry and insurgency in the northwest and north-central regions of the country. During the course of operations in the last 1 week, the military neutralized 151 terrorists, arrested 456 terrorists, and arrested 45 perpetrators of oil theft. Troops also rescued 76 kidnapped hostages and denied oil theft of the sum of 1,11,851,250 naira.
12 terrorists, while others fled. In the engagement, troops recovered 5 AK-47 rifles, 2 fabricated rifles, 2 den guns, 30 rounds of 7.62 special, among others. In a separate incident, on the 7th of September, troops conducted offensive operations to terrorist enclave in Goza local government area of Ondo State. Troops made contact with the terrorists and neutralized 25 of them. Troops recovered 8 AK-47 rifles, 27 rounds of 7.62 special, 1 Beretta pistol, 13 rounds of 9mm, among others.
The upsurge in anti-illegal oil bunkering operations by troops of Operation Delta Safe in the South-South region has yielded desirable outcomes. Troops in the Niger Delta area discovered and destroyed 21 dugout pits, 56 boats, 138 storage tanks, 235 cooking ovens, 6 pumping machine, 1 outboard engine, 2 speedboats, 89 illegal refinery sites, and the sum of 13,950 naira.
21 dugout pits, 56 boats, 138 storage tanks, among others. Troops also apprehended 45 oil thieves perpetrators. The air component of Operation Delta Safe conducted air interdiction over Bile and Ijokiri, respectively. Active illegal refining sites were acquired.
He added that the military operations underscores the importance of ongoing fight against insurgency, which is critical to the nation's efforts in achieving peace and security.
Very well, thank you. And now, following the numerous challenges posed by the continued presence of unauthorized persons on the various highways around the country in the guise of revenue collection, the Acting Inspector General of Police, IGP Olukayode Egbetokun, has ordered all state commissioners of police to immediately commence the dismantling of such non-security points within their areas of responsibility. Kikelomo Okere reports that the acting IGP gave the order while meeting with strategic police managers in Abuja.
According to the information received by the police operatives, some officers are engaging in mischievous activities such as the seizure of vehicles, collection of fines, and other unlawful activities in the checkpoint. In lieu of this, the Acting Inspector General of Police stated that to ensure accountability and transparency within the force, the Nigerian Police Force has taken steps such as reinforcing the IGP Monitoring Unit and the Complaint Response Unit based at the force headquarters to arrest violators and prosecute after dismantling the checkpoints.
We are equally aware of the challenge posed by the continued presence of unauthorized persons on the various highways around the country in the guise of revenue collection, who constantly constitute nuisance on the highways by obstructing the flow of traffic and engaging in mischievous activities such as the seizure of vehicles, collection of fines, and other unlawful activities. All state commissioners of police are hereby directed to immediately commence the dismantling of such non-security checkpoints within their areas of responsibilities. and arrest all violators for prompt prosecution.
He maintained that directive has earlier been given to all state commissioners of police to CRU officers in their respective state command headquarters as part of the force's commitment to combating corruption and improve professionalism in the Nigerian police force, adding that commissioners of police who are yet to comply are given a deadline of 3 weeks from today to do so. The acting Inspector General of Police further highlighted some of the breakdowns recorded under his administration by the police force in the last 5 weeks.
Our committed officers have demonstrated relentless determination in upholding law and order through meticulously planned and well-coordinated operations driven by actionable intelligence. The Nigerian police force has effectively disrupted multiple infamous criminal syndicates involved in organized crimes, leading to arrests of 288 armed robbery suspects, 187 kidnap suspects, 198 homicide suspects, 59 suspects for possession of prohibited firearms, 168 suspects involved in cases of rape, defilement, and other sexual offenses, 265 suspected cultists, and 1,891 suspects for various crimes.
The IGP, however, declared that the police is poised to support the efforts of government by providing the needed security and enabling environment for all legitimate businesses and other economic activities in the country, adding that any attempt by scrupulous elements to sabotage the economic revival will be met with stiff opposition from the police force. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News, Abuja.
Thank you very much, and you're watching Global TV News Cycle coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on StarTimes, channel 276. Kindly follow us across our social media platform using our Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your TV screen. We'll be back with more stories for you after the short break. Please do not go nowhere. Stay with us. Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, it's still Global Television bringing you live broadcast of the news cycle from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Back to the news, the United States head of Air Forces in Europe and Air Forces Africa has said the U.S. military has resumed operations in Niger, flying drones and other aircraft out of air bases in the country, more than a month after a coup halted activities since July, coup that removed President Mohamed Bazoum. The nearly 1,100 U.S. soldiers deployed in the West African country have been confined to their military bases. In the meantime, the junta has continually faced a series of severe constraints. The coup leaders have already put an end to the single window system set up by Mohamed Bazoum to limit embezzlement of funds and corruption in the public administration. As a result, revenue from customs and tax services is again paid into the public treasury account, which will allow the junta to freely plunder public funds. United Nations Under-Secretary General of Humanitarian Affairs and Emergency Relief Coordinator Martin Griffiths on Friday has said it is unable to determine the extent of damage done by Storm Daniel. After a storm on Sunday, 2 dams on Wadi Dana burst, unleashing torrents of water and leaving nearly 4,000 people dead, 10,000 missing, and entire neighborhoods in ruins. Roads that were already in a poor state were cut, and access to some affected areas became impossible. The UN has launched an appeal for more than $71 million to aid the hundreds of thousands in need.
Again, in Libya, where access to Derna is still so difficult, where there's a compounded problem of the problems of the dams breaking as well as the storm breaking from the sea. This is a tragedy in which climate and capacity has collided to cause this terrible, terrible tragedy. The problem, we're not there yet in Libya. We don't know the extent of the problem. The floods and the torrents and the destroyed buildings and the sludge still conceal the level of need and death.
The UNA chief also stated that the extent of the catastrophe in flood-ravaged Libya was unclear as the country is divided between two rival authorities. On the foreign scene, U.S. President Joe Biden's son Hunter has been charged with 3 criminal counts related to firearms possession. An indictment showed in a case that is likely to figure prominently in the 2024 election campaign. According to the indictment filed in United States Federal Court in Delaware, prosecutors on Thursday accused Hunter of making false statements related to drug use in order to acquire a firearm in 2018. The indictment, which was brought by U.S. Special Counsel David Weirs, comes after a deal for Hunter to plead guilty to 2 misdemeanor tax charges and enroll in a program to avoid prosecution on a gun-related charge collapsed in July. Hunter's legal troubles will no doubt play an on-site role in the 2014 U.S. presidential campaign as President Biden seeks re-election in a likely rematch with his Republican predecessor, Donald Trump, will lead the GOP's nomination race. The indictment also was made public just days after Republicans announced they would open an impeachment inquiry into the Democratic president, in large part over his son's business dealings. And now tens of thousands of people rallied in cities across Germany, including Berlin, on Friday at climate protests, urging Chancellor Olaf Scholz's government to do more for environmental protection, wearing posters with slogans like "System change, not climate change," or "I'll be in school if the planet was cool." Around 12,000 people marched in Berlin alone in a demonstration organized by the Fridays for Future movement. Huge crowds reaching 10,000 also turned up in major cities including Hamburg and Munich. Once a regular event for students holding school strikes, the Friday rallies have become less frequent in Germany lately, with some climate activities turning instead to more radical modes of protest, such as holding sit-ins at busy road junctions or on highways. Back to Nigeria business, the administration of President Bola Tinubu set up a committee to look into the farmer-herders clashes in Nigeria by setting up a presidential committee for reform of the livestock industry and profile long-term solutions to clashes between herders and farmers. This was disclosed on Thursday in Abuja after the president received a report from the National Conference on Livestock Reforms and Mitigation of Associated Conflicts in Nigeria. The conference was convened by the former executive governor of Kano State and chairman of All Progressive Congress APC, Umar Ganduje. President Tinubu revealed that the committee is expected to collaborate with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security in proposed recommendations towards fostering peaceful coexistence between herders and farmers, while ensuring the security and economic well-being of all Nigerians. Also, Nigeria forward Victor Boniface has won the Bundesliga Player of the Month. This is on Sport award for the month of August, beating Bayern Munich striker Harry Kane to the prize. The Nigeria striker beat Kane and Afonso Davies, Union Berlin's Kevin Behrens, Jonas Wind of Wolfsburg, and Benjamin Henrich of RB Leipzig to the prize, which was created by the DFL Dutch Football League in 2018/2019 in cooperation with the Bundesliga official licensing partner. The award is decided through a 2-stage selection process that considers both the player's individual performance data and a vote by fans and experts based on performances from match days 1 and 2 of the Bundesliga season. The striker performances also won him the Rookie of the Month award, winning he is the first player since Erling Haaland in 2020 to be named Player and Rookie of the same month. And for more updates on sports, let's now join Sharon Ajay.
Super Eagles and Napoli forward Victor Osimhen has been nominated for the 2023 FIFA The Best Men's Player Award. The 24-year-old has been nominated for his second award in a week after making the 30-man shortlist for the 2023 Ballon d'Or Men's Player Award. Osimhen's nomination makes him the first Nigerian player to be listed for the FIFA Best Footballer Award, which was first won by Cristiano Ronaldo in 2016. Osimhen's achievement is the newest after being nominated for the Ballon d'Or Award last Thursday, breaking a 24-year-old jinx since Kanu Nwankwo made the prestigious list. Away from football, the executive chairman of Lagos State Sports Commission, Shola Ayekpeku, has assured Sporting Lagos FC of support as they prepare to make their debut in the Nigerian Premier Football League, NPFL, in the upcoming season. Ayekpeku talked on the unveiling of a newly equipped basketball court by the consortium of groups that comprise the National Basketball Association, French Agency of Development, and Dream Sports Africa. The Lagos State Sports Commission at the Campus Stadium in Lagos on Thursday said it will give Sporting Lagos the needed support, charging the management to strive to remain in the Premier League as it's crucial for its growth and brand. Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
Thank you very much, Sharon Ajay. And that's it on Global TV's news cycle, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across our social media platform using a Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your TV screen. On behalf of the production team, I am Judith Peters. Thank you so very much for watching. Good evening. I'll see you again.